That was just in the nick. Or before the nick, I should say.
COR, we did it. We saved Sheeger.
What ho, Sheeger? Over here.
My friends, I cannot thank you enough. Had you not arrived when you had, I would not be standing before you now. You will forgive me for dispensing with further expressions of gratitude, for I have just returned from the jail where I spoke with the wolf burglar, who shared with me some rather troubling information.
Do not keep us in suspense, my good man. What is it?
Not long after we delivered the wolf burglar into the custody of the Sekizigami, Master Akebano stormed into the jail and began berating the turnkey, demanding that they return the stolen contents of his safe. You may recall that we spoke with Master Akebano concerning this theft shortly after we first met. He was rather secretive regarding said contents at that time, but the wolf burglar said it was an unmarked satchel filled with a white powder. Given Master Akebano's reputation as a purveyor of medicines, our chivalrous thief resolved to steal it for the benefit of the poor and needy, as is his wont. However, since there was nothing to identify what manner of medicine it was, the wolf burglar decided to hold onto it for safekeeping. Plainly, however, it was no ordinary medicine, for why else would Master Akebano clamor for it so?
My keen inspector's sense is tingling. Where is this satchel now?
In the possession of the men and women of the waterways. They will not admit this, however, unless we give them the proper password, as above, so below.
Understood. Let us hasten to their den of iniquity.
I'm no good with dark places. Too easy to trip and bump your noggin.
Hello there, Koju. Enjoying another fine day in the waterways?
A fine hideaway this is, away from the prying eyes of the local constabulary.
Somehow I doubt they'll ever consider me a friend.
A fine hideaway this is, away from the prying eyes of the local constabulary.
Knew you lot'd turn up again sooner or later. Didn't expect you'd be bringing along another unfamiliar face, though. No matter. I like the cut of his gin. So, what are you after this time?
A certain satchel containing a certain white powder which once belonged to a certain merchant. The wolf burglar told me you have it.
If he did, then he told you the magic words, too.
Ah, yes, of course. They are
Soar high above and never go low.
What? Kami, take me, no. This is no time for fun and games, Inspector.
That's it. Nothing personal, but we have got to be careful. Damn it if I know what it is, but my gut tells me it's nothing. No honest man would keep in a locked safe.
That said, a suspicious powder is far from incontrovertible proof of criminal misdeeds. We need to first determine what it is. Any ideas how we might do so? Seek the assistance of a Hanish alchemist or someone versed in their alchemical traditions. Perhaps someone at the Thavnarian consulate?
Brilliant minds think alike, for I too reached that conclusion but a moment ago. To the Thavnarian consulate, my friends.
Here, you can't simply go and bang on the gates of a foreign consulate and expect to. Oh, never mind.
Rich folks don't keep run-of-the-mill medicines hidden in safes guarded by men with truncheons. Mark me, that powder's dangerous.
It is all rather sudden, I realize, but to reiterate, it is of the utmost importance that we speak with your superiors.
To reiterate, have you sought an appointment or not?
Not as such, no.
Then my hands, they are tied. There are procedures, samurai, and much paperwork. No exceptions can be made.
Under normal circumstances I would agree, but this is a matter of public safety and welfare. Surely an exception can be made?
What ho, young Manderville man?
Father.
What brings you to the far side of the world?
A complex series of events too exhausting to detail. Of greater importance is what brings us to the consulate. You see, we must needs enlist the assistance of a Hanish alchemist, or one with an encyclopedic knowledge of Hanish reagents.
How fortunate, then, that we should chance to meet. I am a representative of the Sajatra concern, of Radz Adhan, should you know not the name. We trade in all manner of alchemical goods. If your quandary requires the expertise of one versed in such wares, pray permit me to assist you. Indeed, to aid the son of Lord Godbert Manderville and his comrades would be an honor most great. That is most generous of you. Far be it from us to refuse.
Perhaps a change of venue is in order. I say, let us not impose upon these hard-working keepers of the peace any longer.
This powder, it is most fascinating. An ingredient of Hannish origin, this is true, but not one intended for medicinal purposes. Dangerous purposes, rather, and for this reason its sale is forbidden. In the hands of a master alchemist it could be used to create dewprism. I'm sorry, dewprism. A most powerful drug. A mere thimbleful is enough to befuddle the senses, and render even the most strong-willed subject susceptible to any and all commands. You may be assured this is not an exaggeration. Resistance is, most regrettably, quite futile. Undetectable, it is, save for the occasional glimmer in the eyes, a changing of the color, fleeting and impossible. By the kami, I have seen such a glimmer before. Oh. Are you quite sure it was not a trick of the light?
Well deduced, my faithful assistant and undying fan. I was just about to voice the same conclusion.
Well, if what you say is true, then a most terrible crime has been committed. Evidence must be gathered, and those responsible must be punished. It all makes sense now. Why else would the chief coin counter of the Sekizigami press so strongly to end an investigation into a modest merchant? Because he drugged him during their meeting. At last, we have motive, means, and opportunity. Come, let us put an end to this once and for all.
How wonderful it is to see Hildy's infectious enthusiasm inspire others to rise to the occasion once more. Well then, do not let me detain you.
Akabano. We call on you to come forth and answer for your dastardly deeds.
Doesn't seem like anybody's home, does it?
Wherever could he possibly be? But that's impossible. Huh? Thought you'd seen the last of me, did you? As if I'd content myself with sitting in a jail I could escape on a whim while you lot bungle your chance to bring my nemesis to justice. And by escaping on someone else's watch, no one can pin the blame on you this time, and wouldn't want a repeat of before. Don't tell me this was your plan all along? To secure my freedom so we could expose Akebano's crimes together? And reclaim the Saburo Sukihiro into the bargain. This is no small undertaking, and I knew I'd need all the help I can get. Now that we're all on the same page, let's be on our way. The bastards bound for the Isle of Beko ought to meet with the silent partner, I'm told.
Capital. If we hurry, perhaps we can beat Akebano to the punch.
He may be an idiot, but he's got the right idea. There's no time to waste. Very well. If that is the way the winds are blowing, let no one say I don't also blow. This is the place, I'm sure of it. All we have to do is wait.
Father?
By the Kami. Could it be that the inspector's father is in league with Akebano? Don't be daft. Look closer.
As always, your discretion in these matters is greatly appreciated.
As is yours, Master Akebano. But to the matter at hand, the Dewprism. It has served you well? Met your expectations, I trust?
Ha ha ha. Exceeded them, I should say. Never in my wildest dreams could I have imagined that a drug could be so powerful, so effective. Tasteless, odorless, colorless, the chief co-encounter had no idea his drink had been compromised. He has already proven to be a most useful tool in manipulating the Isekai Shigumi, more than worth the regular upkeep to keep him in my thrall. Now that the Saburo Sukihiro is back where it belongs, I can set my sights on much bigger prizes. The Bujosho, perhaps. Magistrate Akebano, huh? Why not? All Kugane is mine for the taking.
You are more right than you know, Master Akebano. For I come bearing a gift courtesy of Manderville and Manderville, a most illustrious Eorzean consortium of which you have doubtless heard. Their resources are considerable, and their influence extends far beyond the borders of Aldnard. But all their wealth pales in comparison to what I present to you now. As we discussed, Lord Godbert, you will serve Master Akabano faithfully and without question, will you not?
But of course.
Kami forfend. He's under the influence of Dewprism. Wait, you fool. Now is not the time.
Father, 'tis I. Your beloved son, Hildibrand. Hearken to me, these men are villains. You are being deceived.
The inspector arrives, as I knew he would. Doubtless your friends are cowering in hiding? Just as well. In one fell swoop, we shall bring an end to this farce. I call upon Eorzea's most fearsome of goldsmiths. I call upon the hammer. Go forth and lay waste to these interlopers. Oh dear.
Boahahaha. Magnificent. Finished them all. Finish everyone.
It falls to you, Hildibrand Helidor Maximilian Manderville. Forgive me, Father, but you know not what you do. You're a Manderville. me your reverse Manderville meteor strike.
Phew, and I'm spent. Home. What happened here? Well. This is all very embarrassing indeed. 1,000 pardons to you all for my rather excessive display of martial prowess. Oh, and it should go without saying, but Manderville and Manderville will be severing all ties with the Sarjatra concern.
Rejoice, my friend, for we have reclaimed the Saburo hero once more. How fortunate that the dastardly Akabano would be so loath to set it aside that he would rather bring it with him to a secret rendezvous.
A final favor, if you'll indulge me. Lay it at my father's grave. Right, then. I suppose you'll be wanting to get me back to the jail. Regardless of the reasons, a crime is a crime, and mine are many. And an upstanding Sekizigami like yourself must adhere to a code, no. Indeed I must, which is why it will be with much regret that I inform my superiors I have seen neither hide nor hair of the notorious wolf burglar. You sure about this? Not if you ask me again. Go to your father.
Shiger has the right of it. You should be the one to bring your father's spirit the comfort and closure it deserves.
You're mad, each and every one of you. Even the samurai. And I love you all the more for it. Thank you.
To hold fast to a righteous creed, yet recognize when too rigid an adherence would result in greater injustice. Truly, I am privileged to have witnessed this display of nuanced nobility. Would that like the burglar I might find a measure of peace in mourning mine own dearly departed. Oh, Enkidu, if only you knew how sorry I am. Enkidu. But how? Then what was it that I ate that fateful day?
Fools, think you this the end? I think not. Huzzah, You belong to me now, Ronan. Now, spirit me away from this place. Far, far, far away. Mwahaha.
Far, far, far away. Mwah ha ha ha.
Greg, no. Cease your egress.
Beyond the rift that lies between, to wondrous worlds yet unseen.
Wait, no. How dare you twist words carelessly spoken in the heat of the moment?
Mummy. This is going to get worse before it gets better.
Wait for me, Inspector.
Oh ho ho ho. There he goes, my beloved son. Not content to fly off into the sky as before, this time he elects to take his leave by vanishing into the earth. Brief though our time was together, I cannot deny how much he has grown, both as an inspector extraordinaire and a Manderville man besides. I say, a father could not be more proud.
And off goes Lord Godbert, along with Akabano. I should thank him for that. Nothing left for us but to follow them back to Kugane, I suppose. Are you ready? Good. Then let us be off. I cannot even begin to imagine where I would be had I never crossed paths with you and your comrades. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you for everything. The Sekizigami have concluded that even before the chief coin counter fell under Akabano's thrall, he willingly and enthusiastically conspired with the merchant to illicit ends, and so he will be held to account. As for Akabano and his now-defunct enterprise, the Thavnarian consulate has agreed to intercede on behalf of its countrymen to broker a more equitable arrangement between Hanish suppliers and Hingan merchants. All agree that another monopoly would serve no one's interests. Regardless of their motivations, if their actions put more medicine in the hands of the sick and needy, then I think it's safe to call it a change for the better, don't you? The best part, if you ask me. In light of Akabano's crimes, all debts owed to him by those forced to pay his exorbitant prices are to be wiped clean. There was a time when I might not have thought as much. Good and evil, the innocent and the criminal, it all seemed so simple in the abstract, but out here, in the real world, life is anything but. You and the inspector helped me to understand how naive I was. You taught me to look beyond appearance and hearsay and not be too quick to judge a man for his misdeeds. If I am worthy of the Sekizigami, it is because of you and him. Ah, speaking of which, what exactly did become of Inspector Hildibrand? Do you think we ought to do something? Conduct a search or... Oh, so this is a regular occurrence, is it? Fair enough. If you are certain that he will turn up eventually, none the worse for wear, then I shall take your word for it and strike all worry from my mind. Should that fateful day ever come that you and he are reunited once more, I but ask that you give him my best regards. I would say the same for the wolf burglar. I wonder what he's doing now. What becomes of a man after death I do not know, but I should like to believe that his father rests more easily this day. Teacher. This is no time to dawdle. Your duties are far from finished. Yes. Forgive me. Right away. I must take my leave, but whenever you are passing through Kugane, I pray you do not hesitate to call on me here at the barracks.
You have learned the emote Manderville Mambo.